old favorites. Let me move some of this to the side because, interestingly enough, I've recently been hired to create a device we'll be using during this presentation. For those of you who are unaware of who I am the collector. Some call me a collector because I just, I go a little overboard with collecting, but I love to collect. So, many of you may remember the old pointing device used for pointing out different attributes of a particular piece. But I was just recently commissioned to produce one of these very, very super duper famous YouTuber. Of course, I can't share the name of my clients. Gentle Whispering ASMR would go crazy if she ever found out I divulged her acquisition of this piece. Now, the client ordered a pointer device, but they wanted it to be extraordinarily special. So, much like the original, it's pencil-esque size, but as you can see with this one, we have gone to a different level of fancy. Allow me to bring you in for a closer look at the piece. The old one was a simple aluminum, or if you speak a foreign tongue, you'll say aluminium. But we here in the rest of the world call this aluminum. I'm just kidding. Just playing. Take it easy. My European counterparts. We are all floating on the same rock. Okay. As you can see, we have a brass end piece, just for counterweight, counterbalance, and make it a much more balanced pointing device. Of course, the handle would be covered in nothing other than soft leather. For handling, and of course, I bring you out a tiny bit, just a teensy bit. There we go. So we don't want to damage any of the pieces. We deal with some very expensive pieces. And the tip, this time instead of wood, we've chosen a very soft aluminum, which in some cases is softer than some hardwoods, believe it or not. Or at least as soft. So this, for example, would not damage this piece of brass. Oh, yes, speaking of this Machinist boredom toy, there it's called. They call that the sound of excellence. We did show this recently in a presentation. You can see quite clearly that we decided to, in fact, place the hardened ball bearings back into the weight reduction holes, because although it doesn't spin as long, it does look really cool. So we have hardened steel ball bearings. solid brass. You can clearly hear that. And in the center is a ball bearing. But many of you keen-eyed viewers may notice a new addition. Somebody had commented about putting a holding apparatus on there, or some might just call it a handle. So we added this device here. Give me one moment to prepare you to show you. Yes. Let's take my visual amplification device, and we shall show you some of its beautiful details. Let me see the pulp. Oh, you would like to see the inner workings of the device. I can see that you're a person of good taste. I'm glad you asked, because it's quite extraordinarily machined, if I might add. You see it unscrews. Side number 1 comes off. Side number 2 simply drops out. And then you can see the ball bearing housed within the device. And you can see it still functions. Exactly the same way. But what we had to do, I'm going to bring you in for a real close-up now. Hold on, because you're going to get the goods. Get the goods real good now. Here we go. We have 2 pieces of aluminum with some gripping, decorative grip surface. And on this piece we have a boss. The OD, that would be the surface here, fits the ID of the ball bearing perfectly. It's a perfect fit. Completely perfect fit. And as you can also see, we have a 1/4 thread right there. I move this out of the way so the camera doesn't have a meltdown. On the opposite side of the other piece, again, we have the decorative gripping engravings, and on this side it is tapped for a 1/4 threaded 1/4. So the 2 pieces go together like this, as you can see. So why don't we put it back together, and I'll show you some of our other pieces of work. We take the threaded side, place it into the device, the other side, and then we counter-rotate first to find a thread. Once the thread has been found, we then screw it the remainder of the way until it stops. At which point you need only to give it a little bit of grip. Seam grabbing here and here. Give it a little tightening effect. Yes, it's quite. Now, anyways, finish the rest of the presentation using this new pointing device. Let me show you one of our new... Evidently the camera's going to keep being a beast. Let me keep something on the table here to keep the camera focusing on something. Okay. This is one of our newer pieces. It's not an expensive piece, but what is interesting about this piece is, as you can see, it's a thumb stud deployment, right? Do this quietly. We don't want any loud clicking. But what's unique about this one? This is a push button release. You could push button release it for deployment, or you may just thumb stud release it. But as you can see, as I hold it at different angles, you see, focus on the scales. Do you see that purple and the blue? Purple and blue hues. So the outer liners of this, well, the handle scales, these are the liners here. They're mirror polished stainless steel liner. And yes, we have a stone washed blade, good for lots of abuse without showing any kind of defects, etc., etc. But I still mirror polished the spine of the blade, as you can see. See how the spine is like you could shave, put your eyeliner on. You could be on your way to work, ladies, and use this to put your eyeliner on. Very inconspicuous. Okay, now, also the pivot is mirror polished, but what we did was we removed the stainless steel handle scales and we heat anodized them. Once you bring steel to a certain temperature and stop, you can get varying colors. And we went for a bluish purple hue. So it's indiscreet, yet beautiful when it shows in the reflection. Anyways, oh, by the way, it's a ball bearing pivot, literally. Perfection. Steel formed into the shape of perfection. This little feller is something for another day, but we will leave it on the table for now, just to keep the camera on its toes. Now, this piece, yeah, this piece here, maybe we should move this one up, do a little of this, call it triangulation in business. We'll start from the back first, because, we don't want to just jump to the main event. Wait, what? Alright, so, as you can see, beautiful clasp is perfection. Press these two side buttons in, and it releases. While we're here, let's really zoom in now, shall we? So we can get the best out of this experience. You can see the inner workings in the rear of the device. This is the counterweight. Counterweight. This is very hard to do. There we go. That's the counterweight there. The rotation of that winds up the watch just from user engagement of the device. let's get down to what you really want to see. There is something about teeny tiny little mechanisms. Little tiny, teeny tiny little mechanisms. Let's see if we can pull off a little trick on the camera and bring in our visual amplification device. Oh, yes, this will probably be kind of tough to do. You know what I could do? I could set up the handle. Let me do that. Let me do momentarily. Oh, that is awesome. Yes, yes, yes. See if we can, as you can see in here. If I do it on top of the camera, refocus. The jeweling. The jewel. I love jeweling. I believe this is a, let's see if we can read it from this vantage point. Let's see if the camera will do it. It's got 21 jewels. We commissioned it to have 21 because of the 21 gun salute. It was originally 22. We said, no. We want it to be 21 jewels. So they went back, completely redesigned the watch, custom for us, to only have 21 jewels. And there you go, look at that. The beating heart of every watch is, of course, the escapement. But look at the heartbeat. So beautiful, exquisite. Yes, okay. Now, if I shut the lights off, I don't think I can do it. Let me see if I can do this. Yes. Do you? No, so you won't be able to notice. The hands do glow when exposed to light and then put into darkness. They do glow. Each of the hours and the hand movement is glow in the dark. I have arms like a orangutan. Bring you back just a little bit. So in the photo shoot, I planned on using yet even a cooler device. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a laser beam. Really? Do tell me, Mr. Collector, you extremely handsome, rugged collector of cool items. What's so special about a laser? I will show you right now. When I plug the device in, turn on the power supply. Ooh. See, by rotating just this part here, it gives us a plethora of patterns. So if we do something like this, we dim the lights a little bit, and I want to get my really cool photo shoot. I want to decide where and what kind of, see, like that. That looks cool, right? Bring it right up on. Could do something like, get my positioning a little bit here. Something like that. Maybe, I think I'm good at it. Turn a little bit more, I get pinpoint polka dots, laser It's okay, I can reverse it in editing and grab that little lens flare. I can't reenact it. It was a once in a lifetime event you witnessed. Not only do I love to collect devices, gadgets, I love to collect moments. Photographically, we collect moments. That might even be the thumbnail right there. People will be like, was he in an asteroid field when he took this picture? Slowly rotate. You could make this into a GIF. This would be the most popular GIF on any mobile app ever, I believe. It's timeless. Get it? Timeless. I know. I'm a collector, not a comedian. Okay. Let's wrap this up with our last piece I'd like to show you. It's quite a nice specimen. That would be my new Civivi, fully blacked out G10. Let me get you into whisperings. My private person making this one pointer and shit. The Civivi logo is there, blacked out on the opposing side. Completely tactical. This is completely tactical. This is a fully tactical. This has been approved by the International Tactical Association. 100% tactilinity, I believe is what they call it. Textured. Actually, no. That's not G10. I can tell just by the sound. That's fiberglass reinforced. So, I correct myself, allow myself to correct myself. The collector very rarely makes mistakes when it comes to pieces, but this is a newer piece, and I'm not 100% familiar with its peculiarities. This is fiberglass reinforced nylon. The inner scales are stainless steel, of course, powder-coated black. It can be deployed in one of two ways. Deployment can be done by a black dot thumb stud located here, or by a flipper tab located here. I will demonstrate with the flipper tab. As you can see, the blade is also blacked out, except for that perfectly mirror polished cutting edge. It's a Tonto blade, Tonto style blade. I believe it is, if I'm not mistaken, it may be, I believe it's a D2, but I could be wrong on that. Again, this piece is fresh and fully blacked out DLC. But what's interesting about this particular DLC, which I really like because it's the best of both worlds, DLC, which stands for diamond-like coating, is a very durable finish, but it can get marred up if abused enough. This has the best of both worlds. I do believe it is stonewash, much like the blade. What steel is this? I think this one's the D2 one. Nope, this is made. Yeah, this is a proprietary steel for, I can't even, a CRB? Is it CRB? This is also very new. I just got this and customized it. I swear I did. Nevertheless, don't make your letters so fancy. Okay. Anyways, much like this blade, stone washed. This too is stone washed, but then DLC'd. This is an amazing. This is made by Civivi. I don't know if I mentioned that. It too has a ball bearing pivot. Yes, it's buttery smooth, like all of the cutlery we carry. So, I'm sorry I didn't have more of a in-depth presentation for you today, but you did come in at a bad time. Well, not a bad time, but, I'm about to do a photo shoot, so... rattlesnake, carbon fiber. If I could literally wear clothing made of rattlesnake carbon fiber print, I would, including the underwear and the socks, all of it. All of it. You've seen this piece before several times. But, isn't there something unique and beautiful about rattlesnake carbon fiber with a anodized blue accent backspacer? I'm sorry, lanyard loop. Well, actually it's both. A backspacer, which also has a lanyard loop, and of course, matching a thumb stud. Ladies and gentlemen, time is of the essence, and my time is quite limited. So I will leave you with a beautiful up close. See if we can get any ticky-tockety out of this. I don't think this. No, I'd have to have it. Turn around. I think the yod is a little bit. Yod. No. I'd have to bring up the microphone to be much more sensitive to hear that. Sometimes I'm trying to be fancy, I'll say. What the Bulova are you talking about? Yes, that's a little watch collecting humor for you. Anyways, thank you for coming today. I hope this satisfied your mechanized addictions as well as relaxed the savage beast within all of us. Especially you over in the back row, madam. I can see you. I can see you from here, yes. The heartbeat just under the surface of the beautiful jewelry. Beautiful jewelry. The rhythmic. Good day to you all. Happy collecting. I'm actually going to put this on because I have to know what time to take Hemi for a walk today. It's my turn to walk Hemi. The Hemi beast. The the official Tinglebottom Industries mascot. She is quite demanding. She is, I don't know if I would say she's spoiled per se, but she's quite, she's used to being pampered. I get it. She looks like a fluffy, stuffed animal, but she moves and meows. I think it's adorable too. But asking a collector of my